Guess where I'm going next? Hello. I was gonna say sabaidi. It's acceptable. I'm in Laos. So it's March 10th, 2022. And I got my bid list for my second tour. That means a list of all the entry level positions that I can bid on for my second assignment when I'm done in Laos. My Laos assignment is for 2 years. The next assignment can be 2 or 1. It depends if it's a really dangerous place, it's usually 1. And then otherwise it's 2 years. Then for my third assignment is 3 years or more. What I can say is, so I got the bid list today, March 10th. Bid list is due March 23rd, so not that much time. And actually by next week, within a week, I'm supposed to already have an idea of like, this is exactly what I want, set up a meeting with a career advisor and go back and forth, get his feedback. And then the following week, pretty much, then I submit, okay, these are my final submission. This is what I want, I hope to get. For the second tour, we submit, the list has about 100 positions. I am only supposed to submit 20, like 20, these are the 20 that I really want. But it sounds so easy, but it's extremely complicated. It's like a giant puzzle, so many pieces to figure out, because in the list it tells you when they want the person to start, like their position and the embassy in what X country. And you're supposed to match with the time that I'm done here, like next summer 2023. And it's I already speak Spanish, speak Lao, speak English. So I can only go to places, ideally I'm not supposed to get another language, right, because I'm an entry level officer, I'm new, so I shouldn't have language training back to back assignments. So ideally I will go to a country where I already speak the language and I don't need to learn a new one. But if it's not possible, I can end up learning a new one. So there's a lot of different moving pieces, right? And I gotta figure out this giant puzzle, reach out to people, get people's other diplomats' opinions, listen to their experiences. If I'm interested in a country where they've worked, and all these things. So let's see how it goes. The life of bidding. Spreadsheet, lots of notes. And since there's so many moving pieces, you have to look at multiple documents all at once. Here we have tips that they gave us, things not to forget. Here we have a key to the acronyms and symbols, because there's so many in the State Department. We have things to consider in terms of what makes a bid perfect, imperfect, or invalid. If we're doing any language training, when are the language training dates? When are the job training dates? Area studies, and so many things. And everything somehow needs to be a perfect match with your schedule and when you're gonna leave your post, and when you need to get to the next post. It is hello again. It is March 19. So I've now had my meeting with my CDO to talk about my bid list, and he gave me some feedback on the list, what he thought. He said everything looks great. He asked me about my priorities, like top 2-3 priorities, to make sure that my priorities align with the way I rank the list. There is a method to everything, right? And then he told me overall, I stayed consistent, everything looks great. Reminded me, of course, that bidding jobs in my career track should be my number one priority, which it is. And just giving me tips about career progression, and things not to worry about that people just talk about like, oh, you have to worry about tenure, you have to worry about promotion, and yes, they're important, but everyone definitely has a different path to get there. So not every single path is the same, and that's important to remember. I've talked to so many people this week, from like other officers that are entry level to mid level to senior level to ambassadors, and it's just interesting hearing everyone's like tips and like their perspective on the whole bidding and the career. It's very important, and you can always learn something from everyone for sure. I would say now in my list, I will not change much. I think it's pretty much staying the same, just kind of playing around with the rankings, because the rankings are important and they aim to give you your top like choice, but obviously it doesn't always happen. But for me, it will probably be something between 1 through 10, and that's because I'm currently serving in a country that has like high differential, that is considered a hardship post, so they will want to reward me a little for the next time around. So for me, I have to bid. There's 3 countries that I must bid because they're jobs in my career field, and they're the only 3 that work with my timing and everything. So I must put all of them, and those 3 are Doha, Qatar, or Qatar, and Abu Dhabi, UAE, the United Arab Emirates, Tegucigalpa, Honduras. So those 3 are within my field, and then aside from that, the backups are Buenos Aires, Argentina, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Santiago, Chile, Madrid, España, São Paulo, Brazil, Guatemala, Brasilia, Brazil, San Jose, Costa Rica, Lima, Peru, Santo Domingo, República Dominicana, London, UK, Buenos Aires, Argentina, London, UK, Auckland, New Zealand, Mexico DF, Mexico, Bogota, Colombia, Johannesburg, South Africa. So all of them, I would say all of them have good and bad things, of course, because nothing is perfect. But as someone told me, I have to be okay with at least, I don't know, 50-60% of what the country and the job has to offer, because there won't be a perfect match that has everything that I'm looking for. It's impossible, and that's part of the job. You have to be ready and be willing to serve anywhere, because those are the department needs, those are the government needs, and that's what we signed up for. And yeah, so we shall see what happens and what I end up getting from my list of 20. More to come soon. Hello, so it is April 7th, and guess what? I initially woke up to a lot of text messages, and I knew something was up. I was like, there's so many text messages, so many people talking on group chats, and then some people asking me, where are you going? Where are you going? I knew the email was out about our assignment. The email was sent out around, I think, 2-3 p.m. DC time. So it was 1-2 a.m. my time. Definitely sleeping. So when I woke up, first thing I did, grab my work phone, check my email, and I got the news. At first, I think I opened the email. I couldn't even read like correctly. I wasn't sure what I was looking at because I was half asleep. And then I realized that I am going to Tegucigalpa, which is the capital of Honduras. So going to Honduras, where I speak the language, so no need to learn the language, and I have position in my specialty, my career track, So I'm a public diplomacy officer, and I will be doing a public diplomacy tour in Honduras, which is exciting. Something that it was definitely my number one priority, to get experience within my field, based on the feedback that I got from all my mentors and everyone. So there it is. I mean, I had literally 3 shots at getting a position within my field. This was one of them, so it's still a success. The work there is supposed to be very rewarding for sure. I will most likely be overseeing student exchange programs, work development programs, and cultural exchanges. And I'll be in Central America, where I'm very familiar with. I'll be able to use my Espanol. And something very important, I will be very close to family. That to the point that literally my family in Guatemala can drive to go visit me. So yeah, it's crazy, but the next 3 years of my life are all decided for me. Crazy to say that, but yes, because I'll be here in Laos until summer 2023. Then I go off to the States for a break and training, and then off to Honduras for the next 2 years of my life until 2025. Ooh. Esta diplomática estadounidense estará en Honduras